now take upon me in the name of time to use my wings. Impute it not a crime to me, or my swift passage that I slide o'er 16 years, and leaves the growth untried of that wide gap, since it is my power to o'erthrow law in one self-born hour, to plant and o'er well custom this allowing, I turn my glass and give my scene such growing as you had slept between. Leontes leaving, the effects of his fond jealousy so breathing that he shuts up himself. Imagine me, gentle spectators, now that I may be in fair Bohemia. And remember well, I mentioned a daughter of kings, which Florzel, I now name to you a speed so pace. Speak of credit, and now groaning grace equals wondering. But if her ensues, I list not prophecy, but let time's news be known when 'tis brought forth. A shepherd's daughter, and what to her hears, which falls after. It is the argument of time, if this allowing, if ever you have spent time worse than now. Never, yet the time himself does say, he wishes earnestly you never met.
I pray thee, good Camilla, be no more importunate. 'Tis a sickness denying thee anything, a death to grant this. As thou lovest me, Camilla, wipe not out the rest of thy services by leaving me now. The need I have of thee, thine own goodness hath made. Better not to have had thee than thus to want thee. That fatal country, Sicilia, prithee speak no more, whose very naming punishes me with the remembrance of that penitent, as thou callest him, and reconciled king, my brother. Say to me, when sawest thou the Princess Florizel, my daughter?
Sir, it is 3 days since I saw the princess. What her happier affairs may be are to me unknown, but I have missingly noted she is much late retired from court and is less frequent to her princely exercises than formerly she hath appeared.
I have considered so much, Camilla, and with some care, so far that I have eyes under my service which look upon her removedness, from whom I have this intelligence, that she is seldom from the house of a most homely shepherd, a man, they say, that from very nothing, and beyond the imagination of his neighbors, is grown into an unspeakable estate.
I have heard, sir, of such a man, who hath a daughter of a most rare note. The report of her is extended more than can be thought to begin from such a cottage.
That is likewise part of my intelligence. Thou shalt accompany us to the place, where we will, not appearing what we are, have some question with the shepherd, from whose simplicity I think it not uneasy to get the cause of my daughter's resort thither. Prithee, be my present partner in this business, and lay aside all thoughts of Cecilia.
I willingly obey your command.
My best Camilla, we must disguise ourselves.
Daffodils begin to appear with high, the ducks o'er the dale. But then comes in the swirling air, for the red blood reigns in the winter's pale. Ah, the ducks o'er the dale, but then comes in the swirling air, for the red blood reigns in the winter's pale. I have served Princess Florizel in my time more 3 pile, but now I am out of service. But shall I mourn for that, my dear, the pale and shines by night? When I wander here and there, the night you do must right. Tinkers may have leave to live and bear, so skim budget. My account I will, my given, and the stocks avouch it. My traffic is sheets when the kite builds, look to lesser linen. My father named me Autolycus, who being as I am, littered under Mercury. Likewise a snapper of unconsidered trifles. With dye and drab, I purchase this comparison. My revenue is a silly cheat. A prize! A prize!
Let me see. Every 11 weathered tods, every tod yields pounded out shilling. 1,500 shorn. What comes the wool to? Cannot do without my counters. Let me see, what do we need to buy for a sheep shearing feast? 3 pounds of sugar, 5 pounds of currants, rice. What system am I gonna do to the rice? My father's made her mentions of the feast and she lays it. Oh. She hath made me 420 nosegays for this year, saffron to color the wort and pies, mace, dates, none, that's out of my note. Nutmeg 7, a racer or 2 of ginger, 4 pounds of prunes and raisins of the sun.
I was ever born! Oh, help me! Save me! Just put up these rags, and then death!
Thou can eat more racks than lay, and you have them off.
Oh, sir, the loathsome nuts of them have fathom me more than the stripes I have received, which are mighty ones.
Alack, poor man. A million beating may come to a great matter.
I am robbed, sir, and beaten my money and apparel taken from me. These detestable things put upon me.
What, by a horseman or a footman?
Footman, sweet sir, footman.
I should be a footman by the garments you have left with thee. If this be a horseman's coat, it has seen very hot service.
Oh, good sir, tenderly. Oh,
Alas, poor soul.
oh, good sir, tenderly, good sir. I fear, sir, my shoulder blade is out.
How now, canst stand?
Oh, good sir, softly, good sir. Good sir, you've done me a charitable.
Oh, what? Does it need any money? I have a little money here.
Oh, no! Good sir, sweet sir, no, I have a kinsman. Not past 3/4 of a mile hence into whom I was going. I shall have that money or anything I want. I pray you offer me no money, that kills my heart.
Oh, what manner of fellow is he that put you in this peril?
The rogue that I know, the fellow I know to go around and control my dames. I knew him once to serve as a prince, and I could tell for good sir for which of his virtues it was, but he certainly died the court.
Prig on my life. Oh, there are no vices, you mean. There are no virtues without of court. They cherish us to make us stay there. But we do but abide.
Vices, I would say, sir. I know this man well. He has been since an 8-bearer, process server, bailiff, and then he married a tinker's wife not half a mile from where my landed living lies. And having thrown over many knavish professions, he so did only rogue and common. I don't like it.
Prig on my life. Prig!
Very true, sir. He. That's the rogue that put me into this affair.
Not a more cowardly rogue in all Bohemia. If you'd looked big and spat on him, he'd have run.
Good sir, I must confess this, sir. I am no fighter. I am false of heart in that way, and he knew I wanted him.
How do you now?
Sweet sir, much better than I was. I can stand and walk. I'll even take my leave of you and be softly or something.
Oh, shall I bring you there?
No.
Then I will take the leave. I need to buy spices for our sheep shearing.
Prosper you, sweet sir. Your purse is not hot enough to purchase your spice. I'll be with you at your sheep shearing too. If this sheep bring out another, and the shears prove sheep, let me be enrolled in my name put in the book of virtue. Jog on the footpath where and barely
These your unusual weeds, deep part of your do-good life. No shepherdess but Flora, peering in April's front. This, your sheep shearing, is the meaning of the petty gods, and you, the queen on it. Lady, my gracious queen, to chide your sheeps not becomes me. Oh, pardon that I name them. Your high self, the gracious mark o' the land, you've obscured these swains swearing, and me, poor lowly me, most goddess-like pranked up, but that our feasts in every mess have folly, and the feeders digested with a custom. I should blush to see you so attired, sworn, I think to show myself a glass. I bless the time when my good falcon made her flight across thy father's ground. Now Jove affords you cause. To me, the difference forges dread. Your greatness hath not been used to fear. Even now, I tremble to think your father, by some accident, should pass this way as you did. Oh, the fates! How would he look to see his work so noble, vilely bound up? What would he say? Or how should I, in these my borrowed flaunts, behold the sternness of his presence? Apprehend, nothing but jollity, the gods themselves, humbling their deities to love, have taken the shapes of beasts upon them. Jupiter became a bull and bellowed, the green Neptune became a ram and bleated, and the fire-robed god, golden Apollo, became a humble swain as I see now. Their transformations were never for a piece of beauty rare, nor in a way so chaste, since my desires run not before mine honor, nor my lust burn hotter than my faith. Oh, but lady, your resolution cannot hold when it's opposed, as it must be by the power of the king. One of these two must be necessities, which then will speak that you must change this purpose, or I my life. Thou dearest Perdita, that with these first thoughts I prithee, darken not the mirth, oh the feast, or I'll be thine, my fair or not my father's, for I cannot be mine own, nor anything to any if I not be thine. To this I'm most constant. Though destiny say no, be merry, gentle, lift up your countenance as for the day of that nuptial, which we two have sworn shall come. O Lady Fortune, stand you auspicious. See, your guests approach, address yourself to entertain them sprightly, and let's be ready with mirth.
Fly daughter, when my old wife lived upon this day, she was both pantler, butler, cook, both dame and servant welcomed all. You are as if you were a feasted one and not the hostess of the meeting. Pray, come, bid these unknown friends to welcome, for it is a way to make us better friends, more known. Come, quench your blushes and present yourself as that which you are. mistress of the feast. Come.
Sir, welcome. It is my father's will I should take on me hostesship of the day. You're welcome, sir. Give me those flowers there, reverend sir. For you, there's rosemary and rue. These keep seeming and savor all the winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one are you. Well you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Sir, the year growing ancient, not yet on summer's death, nor on the birth of trembling winter, the fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and streaked gillivores, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind are rustic's garden's barons, and I care not to get slips of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I've heard it said there is an art in which their piedness shares with great creating nature.
So there be, yet nature's made better by no means, but nature makes that means. So over that art which you say adds to nature is an art that nature makes. You see, sweet maid, we marry a gentler scion to the wildest stock, and may conceive a bark of baser kind by bud of nobler race. So over that art which you say adds to nature is an art that nature makes, and this is an art which does mend nature, change it rather, but the art itself is nature.
So it is.
Then make your garden rich in gillivores, and do not call them bastards.
You're welcome.
I would leave grazing where I've flock, and only live by gazing.
Out, alas, you'd be so lean that blast of January would blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I have some flowers of the spring that might become your time of day. Oh, these I lack, to make you garlands of, and my sweet friend, to strew him over and over.
What, like a course?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on, not like a corse, or if not to be buried, but quick and in mine arms. This robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do, so betters what is done. When you speak, sweet, I'd have you do it ever. When you sing, I'd have you buy and sell so. So give alms and pray so for the ordering of your fairs. When you do dance, I wish you a wave o' the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. Move still, still so, and own no other function. Each your doing, so singular in each particular, crowns what you are doing in the present deed, that all your acts are queens.
I'll swear for him.
This is the prettiest low-born lass that ever ran on the green sward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself. Too noble for this place.
He tells her something, which makes her blood look out. Good sooth, she's the queen of curds and cranes.
Come on, strike up. We stand upon our manners. Come, strike up.
Shepherd, what fair swain is this which dances with your daughter?
They call her Doricles, and boasts herself to have a worthy feeding. But I have it upon my own reports, and I do believe it. He looks like sooth. He says he loves my daughter. I do believe it. Whenever gaze the moon upon the water, and he'll stand there and read. As to where my daughter's honors, and to be plain, I think there is not half a kiss to choose the love of the best.
She dances featly.
Oh, so she does. Anything. I thought I reported. As for young Darkleys, if you do light upon her, she shall bring him that which he not dreams of.
It's not too far gone. 'Tis time to part them. He's simple and tells much. Oh, now, fair shepherd, your heart is full of something that takes your mind from feasting. Sooth, when I was young and handed love as you do, I was wont to load my she with gnats. I would have ransacked the peddler's silken treasury and have poured it to her acceptance. And you have let him go and nothing martyred with him.
Sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gifts she looks for me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. I take thy hand.
What follows? How prettily the young swain seems to wash. The hand was fair before. I have put you out. But to your protestation, let me hear what you profess.
Do, and be witness to it.
And this my neighbor too?
And she, and more, then she, and men, the earth, the heavens, and all, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch, therefore most worthy, were I the fairest youth that ever made eye swerve, had force and knowledge more than ever was man's, I would not prize them without her love. For her, employ them all, commend them and condemn them to her service, or their own perdition.
Fairly offered.
This shows a sound affection.
But, daughter, say you the luck to him?
I cannot speak so well, nothing so well.
Take hands. A bargain. And friends unknown, you shall bear witness to it. For I'll give my daughter to him and make her portion equal his. Come, your hand, and daughter, yours.
Soft swain, a while, and beseech you, have you a father?
I have, but what of him?
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks the father is at the nuptial of his son a guest that best becomes the table. Pray once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms? Can he speak, hear, no man from man, dispute his own estate? Lies he not bedridden and again does nothing but what he did being childish?
No, good sir. He has his health and ampler strength indeed than most have of his age.
Methinks, if this be so, you offer him a wrong something unfilial. Reason my son should choose himself a wife. The father, all his joy is nothing else but fair posterity, should hold some counsel in such a business.
Sir, I yield all this, but for some other reasons, my grave sir, which 'tis not fit for you to know. I not acquaint my father of this business.
Let him know it.
He shall not.
Prithee let him.
No, he must not.
Let him, my son. He shall not need to grieve with the knowing of thy choice.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir, whom, daughter, I dare not call. Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou wast scepters there that thus affixed a sheep hook, and you, old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee, I can shorten thy life 1 week. And you, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, who of force must know the royal fool thou copest with, I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars and made more homely than thy state. And for thee, fond girl, if ever I may know thou dost but sigh that thou no more shall see this knack, as ever I meant thou shalt, will bar thee from succession, not hold thee of our blood, no, not our kin, far then Ducalion off, mark thou my words. And you, enchantment, worthy enough a herdsman, yea, him too that makes himself, but for our honour therein, unworthy thee. If ever henceforth thou these rural latches to her entrance open, or hope her body more with thy embraces, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tender to it.
Even here undone, I was not much afeard, for once or twice I was about to speak, and tell him plainly. The self-same sun that shines upon his court hides not his visage from the cottage, but looks on alike. Will it please you, madam, be gone? I told you what would come of this, beseech you. For your own sake, take care. This dream of mine now being awake, I will queen it no inch further. With milk mine use and weep.
Why, how now, father? Speak ere thou diest.
I cannot speak, nor think, nor dare to know that which I know. Oh, sir, you've undone a man at 3, but thought to fill his grave in quiet. Ye to die in the bed my father died, to lie close to his honest bones, and now some hangman must put me on my shroud and lay me where no priest shovels in dust. O cursed wretch, thou knewest this was the princess, and wouldst adventure to mingle in faith. Undone! All undone!
Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not of fear, delayed, but nothing altered. What I was, I am. More straining on for plucking back, but not following my leash unwillingly.
Oh, my lady, you know your father's temper. At this time he will allow no speech. But till the fear of his highness settle, come not before him.
I not purpose it. How often have I told you 'twould be thus? How often said my dignity would last but till fear known? It cannot fail but the violation of my faith. And then let nature crush its sides, owe the earth together, and mar the seeds within. Lift up thy looks, from my succession, wipe me. Father, I am heir to my affection.
Be advised.
I am, and by my fancy, if my reason will dare to be obedient, I have reason, if not, my senses, better pleased with madness, do bid it welcome.
This is desperate, madam.
So call it, but it does for my vow. I needs must think it honesty, Camilla, not for Bohemia. All the sun sees, the close earth wombs of the profound sea hides at unknown fathoms. Will I break my oath to his fair beloved? Therefore, I pray you, as you have always been my father's honored friend, when he shall miss me, as in faith, I mean not to see him any more, cast your good counsel upon his passion. Let myself and fortune tug for the time to come. This you may know, and so deliver. I am put to sea with her whom here I cannot hold on shore. Most opportune to where I need, I have the vessel rides fast by, but not prepared this design. What course I mean to hold shall nothing befit your knowledge, nor concern me in the
Oh,
reporting.
my lady, I were your spirit were easier for advice or stronger for your need.
Hark, Perdita, I'll hear you by and by.
She's irremovable, resolved for flight. Now were I happy, her going framed to serve my turn, save her from danger, do her love and honor, and purchase the sight again of dear Cecilia, and that unhappy king, my master, whom I much thirst to see. Madam, I think you've heard of my love and the poor services that I have done your father.
Very nobly have you deserved. It is my father's music to speak of your deeds, not little of his care to have him recompensed his thought on.
Have you thought on a place whereto you will go?
Not any yet, but as the unthought on accident is guilty to what we widely do, so we profess ourselves to be slaves of chance and flies to every wind that blows.
Well, my lady, you know your father's temper. At this time he will allow no speech. But so you know we shall not want one word.
Ha! What a fool! Honesty is and trust. His sworn brother, very simple gentleman, I have sold all my trumpery. Not a counterfeit stone, not a ribbon. To keep my pack from fasting, they throng who should buy first. Which by means I saw whose purse was best in the picture. And what I saw to my good use I remembered. My clown, who wants but to be a reasonable man, grew so in love with a wench's song, which so drew in the rest of the herd. 'Twas nothing to get a copies of the first. I could file keys off that, hung in chains. No hearing, no feeling, but that's my sir's song, admiring the nothing of it. So in this time of lethargy, I picked and cut most their festival purses, and not the old man come in with a woo belled against his daughter, the king's daughter, and scared my clothes away from the chaps. I had not left a purse alive in the whole army.
Go to Cecilia.
But I am bound to you. There is some sap in this.
A cause more promising than the wild dedication of ourselves to unpathed waters, undreamed shores, most certain to miseries enough. Besides, you know, prosperity's very bond of love, whose fresh consumption it is hard together, affliction all.
One of these is true. I think affliction may subdue the cheap, but not take in the mind.
Yeah, you say so? There should not be at your father's house before in these 7 years another such.
My good Camilla, she is as forward of her breeding as she's the rear our birth.
I cannot say 'tis pity, for she lacks instructions, and she sees a mistress to most that teach.
Your pardon, sir. For this I'll blush you thanks. Oh, my prettiest Perdita, but oh, the thorns we stand upon. Camilla, preserver and my father, now of me, the medicine of our house. How shall we do? We are not furnished like Bohemia's daughter, nor shall we appear in Sicilia.
Who have we here? We'll make an instrument of this, and that nothing may give us aid.
They have overheard me now, why, hanging.
Why, how now, good fellow? Why shakest thou so? Fear not, man, there's no harm intended to thee.
I am a poor fellow, ma'am.
Why, be so still. There's nobody will steal that from thee. But from the outside of thy poverty, we must make an exchange. Therefore, you must change garments with this gentleman.
I am a poor fellow, ma'am. I know ye well enough.
Dispatch, I prithee.
Indeed, I've had earnest, but I cannot that conscience take it.
Come, lady, come. You must take your hat, take his hat, and put it over your eyes, because people might look at you when you're on the ship.
I see the place so lies and I must bear part.
No remedy. Have you done there?
Should I now meet my father, he would not call me daughter.
Come, lady, come. Farewell, my friend.
Adieu, ma'am.
My Perdita, what have we twain forgot? Pray you, a word.
I see. This is the time that the unjust man doth thrive. Should the gods to this your connivance with me do anything extempore? The princess herself is about a piece of pity, stealing away from her father with her clog at her heels. I owe the more neighbor to conceal it. There am I in cause of my profession. Side, who's more matter for hot brain?
See, what a man you are now. There's no other way to tell the king that she's a changeling and none of her flesh and blood.
Nay, but hear me.
Nay, but hear me.
Go to them.
She being none of her flesh and blood, your flesh and blood will not offend the king. So your flesh and blood will not be punished by her. Tell her those things you found about her, those secret things.
Yeah.
All but she has with her.
I will tell the king all, every word, and his daughter's pranks too, who I may say is no honest man to her father or to me, going about to make me the king's brother-in-law.
Indeed, brother-in-law was the farthest off you could have been to him, and your blood would have been the dearer by I know how much an ounce.
Very wisely, Williams.
Let us to the king, for there is that Miss Fardell will make him scratch his beard.
Let us pray he be at palace.
But I'm not naturally honest. I am so sometimes by chance. Let me pocket up my peddler's excrement. And now, rustics, whither are you bound?
To the palace, and it's like your worship.
Your affairs there? What? With whom? The condition of that Fardell, the place of your dwelling, your names, your ages, of what having, breeding, and anything that is fit to be known, discover.
Oh, we're but plain fellows, sir.
Oh, lie, you are rough and harried. Let me have no lie. Becomes none but tradesmen, and they do often give us soldiers the lie.
Are you courtier, and it like your worship?
Whether it's like me or no, I am courtier. Sees not the air of the court in these enfoldings, set not the gates the measure of the court. She's not thy nose court odor from me, so not thy baseness court contempt. Thinkest thou, for I insinuate or chose from thee thy business, therefore I am no courtier? I am courtier, whereupon I command thee to open thy affair.
My business, sir, is to the king.
What advocate hast thou, Tim? What's in the Fardell? Before that box?
Sir, there lie such secrets in this Fardell in the box that none must know but the king, and which he shall know within this hour if I may come to the speech of it.
Page, thou hast lost thy labor.
Why, sir?
The king is not at the palace. He's got aboard a new ship to purge melancholy. For if thou be as capable of things serious, thou must know the king is full of grief.
'Tis said, sir, about the princess who should have married a shepherd's daughter.
The shepherd, the curses he shall feel, the tortures he shall feel, will at the back of a man the heart of a monster.
Do you think so, sir?
An old sheep whistling rogue, a ram tender, and offered of his daughter commit stones. Some say he shall be stoned.
Has the old man ever a son, sir? Ain't it like you? Do you know, sir?
He has a son who shall be flayed alive. But what we talk of these traitorly rascals, whose miseries are smiled at, their offences being so capital. Tell me, for you seem to be honest, plain man, what have you to the king?
He seems to
Being
be.
something gently considered, I'll bring you a hazel.
He seems to be of great authority. Though authority be a stubborn bear, he is oft fled by the nose of gold. Show the inside of a purse to the outside of a hand, and no more none. But remember, stoned and flayed alive.
If it please you, sir, to undertake the business for us, here is that gold I have. I will make it much more, and leave this young man in pawn till the business is done.
Well, give me the moiety. Are you a party in this business?
In some sort, sir. Though my case may be a pitiful one, and I do not wish to be laid out of it.
Oh, that's the case of the shepherd's son.
A comfort, good comfort. I will pay you as much as this old man does, and as he says, I'll be your pawn till the business be brought to you.
Ah,
I will trust you.
We are blessed in this man, truly blessed.
Let us for his business, for he was provided to do us good.
I see. Fortune would not suffer me. She dropped booties in my mouth. I am now quoted. It's a double occasion. Gold and a means to do the princess my mistress good. Who knows that may come of it? I will bring these two moles, these blind ones, aboard her. There may be matter in it.
done enough, and performed a saint-like sorrow. No fault could you make which you have not redeemed.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot yet forget my blemishes in them, nor the wrong I did myself.
Too true, my lord. If one by one you wed out all the world, or from the all that took something good, to make the perfect woman, she who you killed would be unparalleled.
Killed, she I killed. I did so, but thou strikest me sorely to say I did, for it is as bitter upon thy tongue as in my thought. Say so but seldom.
Not at all, good lady. You might have spoken 1,000 things that would have done the time more benefit and graced your kindness better.
You are one of those would have him wed again.
If you would not so, you pity not the state, nor the remembrance of his most sovereign name. Consider little what dangers of his highness's fail to issue may drop upon his kingdom and devour with certain lookers.
There is none worthy respecting her that's gone. Besides, the gods will have fulfilled their secret purposes. For has not the divine Apollo said, is it not the tenor of his oracle, that King Leontes shall not have an heir till his lost child be found? Which it shall, is all as monstrous to our human reason, as is my Antigonus, to break his grave and come again to me, who on my life did perish with the infant. Care not for the issue, the crown will find an heir. The great Alexander left his to the worthiest, so his successor was like to be the best.
Good Paulina, who hast the memory I know of Hermione and honor. Oh, if only I'd squared me to thy counsel sooner. Fear thou no wife. I'll have no wife, Paulina.
Will you swear never to marry, but by my free leave?
Never, so blessed be my spirit.
Then, good my lord, bear witness to his oath.
You tempt him over much.
Unless another as like Hermione as is her picture affront his eye.
Good madam.
I have done, yet if my lord will marry,
Good Paulina, we shall not marry till thou bidst us.
and that shall be when your first queen's again in brass. Never till then.
One that gives out herself, Princess Florizel, daughter of Polixenes, and her princess, she the fairest I have yet beheld, desires access to your high presence.
What with her? She comes not like to her father's greatness. Her approach, not a circumstance and sudden, says 'tis not a visitation framed, but forced by need and accident. What train?
But for you, and those but me,
Her princess, say you with her?
I, the most peerless princess I think, lady of the ancient pride.
O Hermione, as every present time doth boast itself above a better gone, so must thy grave give way to what's seen now.
Pardon, madam, the one I've almost forgotten, your pardon. When she has obtained your eye, you will have your tongue, too.
Go, Cleomenes, yourself assisted with your honored friends, bring them to our embracement. Still, 'tis strange she should thus sneak upon us.
Had our prince, jewel of children, seen this hour, he'd have paired well with this lady, for there was not a full month between their births.
Prithee, no more cease. Thou knowest he dies to me again when talked of. Come! Your mother was most true to wedlock, princess, for she did print your royal father off conceiving you. Were I but 21, his heirs so hit me, his image, that I should call you family as I did him, and speak of something wildly but as performed before, most dearly welcome, and your fair princess goddess. Oh, alas, I had lost a couple that twixt heaven and earth would have stood thus begetting wonder as you gracious couple do, and then I lost. And then I lost all mine own folly, and your brave father, whom I desire my life to look upon once more.
By his command have I here touched Cecilia, giving you all the greetings that a king, at friend, can send his brother. And but infirmity, which waits upon worn times, hath seized his wished ability. He had himself the lands and waters twist your throne in his, measure to look upon you.
The blessed gods purge all infection from our erewhile studio climate here.
Most noble sir, the which I shall report, will bear no credit where there is no proof so nigh. So please you, great sir, Bohemia greets you, from himself by me, desires you to attach his daughter, who has both her dignity and beauty cast off, fled from her father, from her hopes, and with a shepherd's daughter.
Where's Bohemia? Speak.
Here in your city, I now came from him. I speak amazedly, and it becomes my marvel and my message to your court. While he's been hasting in the chase, it seems, the father of the seeming lady and her brother having both their country quitted.
Camilla has betrayed me, whose honor and whose honesty till now has endured all weathers.
Late so to his charge, he's with the king, your father.
Who, Camilla?
Camilla, sir, I spake with her. She who now has these poor men in question. Never saw I wenches so quake. They kneel, they kiss the earth, forswear themselves as often as they speak. Bohemia stops his ears and threatens them with divers deaths in death.
Oh, my poor father, the heavens set spies upon us. We'll not have our contract celebrated.
You are married.
We are not, sir, nor are we like to be. As I see the stars will kiss the valleys first, the odds for highs and lows alike.
My lord, is this the daughter of the king?
She is, once she's my wife.
That once I see by your good father's speed will come on very slowly.
Dear, look up. Though fortune, visible and enemy, should chase us with my father, power no jot hath she to change our loves. I beseech you, sir, step forth mine advocate. At your request, my father will grant precious things as trifles.
Would he so, I'll beg your precious mistress, which he counts but a trifle.
Thank you, sir. Were you present this relation? I was by at the opening of the furrow. Heard the old shepherd deliver the manner how he found it. Whereupon, after a little amazedness, we were all commanded out of the chamber. Only this methought I heard the shepherd say he found the child.
I would most gladly know the issue of it.
I make a broken delivery of the business, but the changes I perceived in the king and Camilla were really notes of admiration. They seemed almost, with staring on one another, to tear the cases of their eyes. There was speech in their dumbness, language in their very gesture. They looked as they had heard of a world ransomed, or one destroyed. A notable passion of wonder appeared in them, but the wisest beholder, who knew no more but seeing, could not tell if the portents were joy or sorrow, but in the extremity of the one, it must needs be. Here is a gentleman that happily knows more. The news?
Nothing but bonfires. The oracle is fulfilled. The king's daughter is found. Such a deal of joy has broken out within this hour that ballad makers cannot be able to express it. Here comes the Lady Paulina Stewart. He can tell you more. How goes it now, sir? The news, which is called true, so like an old tale. The verity of it is in strong suspicion. Has the king found his heir?
Most true, if ever truth were pregnant by circumstance. That which you hear, you'll swear you've seen. There's such unity in the proofs. The mantle of Queen Hermione's, her jewel about the neck of it, the letters of Antigonus found with it, which were known to be his character, the majesty of the creature in resemblance of the mother, the affection of nobleness which nature shows above her breeding, and many other evidences proclaim her to be with all certainty the king's daughter. Did you see the meeting of the two kings?
No.
Then you have lost a sight which was to be seen cannot be spoken of. There might you have beheld one joy crown to another. So, and in such a manner, it seemed sorrow wept to take leave of them, for their joy waited in tears. Our king, being ready to leap out of himself for joy of his found daughter, as if that joy were now become a loss, cries, "Oh, thy mother, thy mother!" Then asks Bohemia forgiveness, then embraces his daughter-in-law. Now he thanks the old shepherd who stands by like a weather-bitten conduit of many kings' reigns. Never have I seen such another encounter, which lames report to follow it and undoes subscription to do it.
What, pray, became of Antigonus that carried hence the child?
Like an old tale still, which will have matter to rehearse, though credit be asleep and not an ear open. He was torn to pieces with a bear. This avouches the shepherd's son, which has not only his innocence, which seems much to justify him, but a handkerchief and rings of his that Paulina knows.
What become of this book and his followers?
Wrecked the same instant of their master's death in the view of the shepherd. But oh, the noble combat that twixt joy and sorrow in Paulina. She had one eye declined for the loss of her husband, another elevated that the oracle was fulfilled. She lifted the princess from the earth, and so locked her in embracing, as if to pin her to her heart, that she might never be in danger of losing.
The dignity of this act was with the audience of kings and princes, for by such it was acted. Are they returned to court?
No. The princess, hearing of her mother's statue, which is in the keeping of Paulina, a piece many years in doing, and now performed by that rare Italian master, Giulio Romano. He so near to Hermione hath done Hermione that they say one would speak to her and stand of hope of answer. Thither are they gone, and there they intend to sup.
I thought she had some matter there in hand.
For she hath privately twice or thrice a day, ever since the death of Hermione, visit that old remote house. Shall we thither with our company, peace the rejoicing? Who would be thence that has the benefit of access? Every wink of an eye some new grace will be born. Let's along. 'Twas I who brought the old man and his son aboard the prince. But if I had told it, it would not have been relative among my other discredits. Here come those who have done good to against my will, already appearing in the blossoms of their fortunes.
Come, boy, and pass more children, but thy sons and daughters shall all be gentlemen born.
Well met, sir. Sir, you denied to fight with me yesterday because you said I was no gentleman born. See these clothes? Say you see them and I say I am no gentleman born. You may say that these robes are not gentleman born. Give me the lie. Do say I have no gentleman born.
Are you now, sir, a gentleman born?
Aye, and I have been for these 4 hours.
And so have I, boy.
But I have been gentleman born before my father. For the king took me by the hand and called me brother. And the 2 kings called my father brother. And the 2 princesses, my sisters, called my father father. And so we wept. Those are the first gentlemen like tears we ever shed.
We made no son to shed many more.
Aye, it's your hard luck being in the position that we are in.
I humbly beseech you, sir, to pardon me all the faults I have committed to your worship and to give me a good report to the princess, my mistress.
Prithee, son, do. For me to be gentle. We are no gentlemen.
Wilt thou mend thy ways?
Aye, sir, I didn't like your good worship.
Give me that hand. I will tell the princess that you are as honest man as any in Bohemia.
You may say it, son, but not swear it.
Brave and good Paulina, the great comfort that I have had of thee.
With sovereign, sir, I did not well, I meant well. All my services you have paid home.
Paulina, we honor you with trouble, yet we came to see the statue of our queen. Your gallery have we passed through, not without. We have not seen that which my daughter came to look upon, the statue of her mother.
As she lives peerless, so her dead likeness I do well believe, excels whatever yet you looked upon, or hand of man hath done. Therefore I keep it lonely apart. But here it is, prepared to see life as lively mocked as ever. Still, sleep mocks death. Behold and say, 'tis well. I like your silence, it the more shows off your wonder. But yet, speak first you, my liege, comes it not something near?
Natural posture. Chide me, dear stone, that I may say thou art Hermione, for she was as tender as infancy and grace. But yet, Paulina, Hermione was not so wrinkled, nothing so aged as this seems.
Oh, not by much.
There's so much more our colors excellent, which let's go by some 16 years, and makes her as she lives now.
As she would have done, which is both comfort to my heart as it is piercing to my soul.
And give me leave, and do not say 'tis superstition, that I kneel and implore her blessings. Lady, dear queen, that ended when I but began. Give me that hand of yours to kiss.
Oh, patience, the statue is but newly fixed, the color's not dry. My lord, if I had thought the sight of my poor image would thus have brought you, for the stone is mine, I'd not have shown it.
Do not draw the curtain.
No longer shall you gaze on it, lest you fancy may think anon it moves.
Let be, let be. Or I it dead, but that methinks already. Who was he that did make it? Would you not deem, my lord, that it did breathe, and that those veins did verily bear blood?
Masterly done. The very life seems warm upon her lip.
The fixture of her eye has motion in it, as we were mocked with art.
Shall I draw the curtain? My lords and so far transported, they'll think anon it lives.
Oh, sweet Paulina, let me not these 20 years. Methinks
So
there is
long.
an air comes from her. What fine chisel could yet cut breath? Let no man mock me, for I will kiss her.
Good my lord, forbear, the readiness upon her lip is wet. You'll mar it if you kiss it, and stain your own with oily painting. Shall I draw the curtain?
No, not these 20 years.
So long could I stand a looker on.
Either forbear, quit presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. If you can behold it, I'll make the statue move. Indeed, descend and take you by the hand. Music, awake her, strike! 'Tis time, descend, be stone, no more. Approach all that look upon with marvel. Come, I'll fill up your grave. Stir, nay, come away. Bequeath to death your numbness, for from him dear life redeems you. You perceive, she stirs. Start not. Her action shall be as holy as you hear my spell is lawful. Do not shun her until you see her die again, for then you'll kill her double. Nay, present your hand. When she was young you wooed her, now in age is she become the suitor?
Oh, she's warm. If this be magic, let it be an art lawful as eating.
She embraces him.
She hangs about his neck. She pertained to life. Let her speak too.
Aye, and make manifest where she has lived, or how stolen from the dead.
That she is living, were it but told you, should be hooted at like an old tale. It appears she lives, though she speak not. Mark a little while, please you to interpose, fair madam. Turn, good lady, our perdita is bound.
You gods, look down, and from your sacred vials pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me, mine own, where hast thou been preserved? Where lived? How found thy father's court? For thou shalt know that I, knowing by Paulina that the oracle gave hope thou wast in being, preserved myself to see the issue.
There's time enough for that. Lest they desire upon this push to trouble, your joys with like relation go together. You precious winners all, your exaltation partake to every one.
Let's from this place. What, my brother? Both your pardons that ere I put between your holy looks my ill suspicion. This is your daughter-in-law, and daughter unto the king. Heaven's directing is troth plight to your daughter. Good Paulina, lead us from hence, where we may leisurely each one demand an answer to his or her part performed in this wide gap of time since first we were dissevered. Hastily lead away.